The bliss of the Prophet's companions. Why did why did they love him? And why were they so happy with his message and content, with his example? Why did they forget the pain, the suffering, and the hardship that resulted from following him? To put it simply, he epitomized benevolence and righteousness. They perceived in him all the signs of truth and purity. He was a symbol for those who sought out higher things. With his tenderness, he cooled the rancor from the hearts of people. With words of truth, he soothed their chests, and with his message, he filled their souls with peace. He poured happiness into their hearts until the pain that they endured from being at his side was made to seem insignificant, and he instilled into their souls a belief that made them forget every injury and every adversity that they had to endure. He polished their insides with his guidance, and he illuminated their eyes with his brilliance. He removed from them the burdens of ignorance, the depravities of idolatry, and the evil consequences of polytheism. He extinguished the fires of malice and animosity from their souls, and he poured the water of faith into their hearts. Thus their minds and bodies became tranquil, and their hearts found peace. They tasted the beauty of life with him, and they knew delight in his company. They found happiness at his side, safety and salvation in following him, and inner richness in emulating him. And we have sent you, O Muhammad, not but as a mercy for all that exists, and verily you, O Muhammad, are indeed guiding mankind to the straight path, and he brings them out of darkness by Allah's will unto light. He it is who sent among the unlettered ones a messenger Muhammad from among themselves, reciting to them his verses, purifying them from the filth of disbelief and polytheism, and repel boredom from your life, teaching them the book and al-hikmah as sunnah legal ways, order acts of worship etc. of Prophet Muhammad. And verily they had been before in manifest error. He releases them from their heavy burdens and from the fetters binding that were upon them. Answer Allah by obeying him and his messenger when he calls you to that which will give you life. And you were on the brink of a pit of fire, and he saved you from it. They were truly happy with their leader, and so they rightly deserved to be. O Allah, send prayers and peace upon Muhammad, the liberator of minds from the shackles of deviation, and the rescuer of souls from the curses of falsehood, and be pleased with his noble companions as a recompense for their striving and for their efforts. Repel boredom from your life. One who lives a life of reputation and routine will almost inevitably become a victim of boredom, especially since man, by his very nature, tires from a lack of change. For this reason Allah, the Exalted, the Almighty, gave us variety in times and places, in food and drink, diversity in the many forms of creation, night and day, valley and mountain, white and black, hot and cold, shade and sun, sweet and sour. Allah mentioned this adversity in his book. There comes forth from their bellies a drink of varying colour, and 8 palms growing out 2 or 3 from a single stem root, or otherwise 1 stem root for every palm, and crops of different shape and taste, its fruits and its seeds, and olives, and pomegranates, similar in kind and different in taste. And among the mountains are streaks, white and red, of varying colours. And so are the days, good and not so good. We give to men by turns. The children of Israel tired of eating the one kind food they were given, even though it was the best of food, simply because it was all that they ate. We cannot endure one kind of food. Would alternate between reading, standing, sitting, or lying, and he said, the soul is ever so prone to boredom. Those who remember Allah always, and in prayers, standing, sitting, and lying down on their sides, you should contemplate the many forms of worship that are legislated in Islam. There are deeds of the heart, of the tongue, of the limbs, and of wealth by spending it for a good cause. The prayer, alms giving, fast, pilgrimages to Mecca, fighting in the way of Allah. These are only some examples of worship. The prayer involves standing, bowing, prostrating, and sitting. If you desire relaxation, vitality, and continued productivity, then bring diversity into your work, your reading, and your daily life in terms of reading. For example, read a broad range of topics: the Quran, its explanation, the biography of the Prophet, blessings and peace be upon him, and his companions, hadith, Islamic jurisprudence, history, literature, books of general knowledge, and so forth. Distribute your time between worship and enjoying what is lawful, from visiting friends, entertaining guests, playing sports, or going on excursions. You will find yourself to be a lively and bright person, because the soul delights in variety and things that are new. Cast off anxiety. Do not be sad, for your Lord says, have we not opened your breast for you, O Muhammad? The message of this verse embraces all that who carry the truth, who see the light, and who created the path of guidance. Is he whose breast Allah has opened to Islam, so that he is in light from his Lord, as he who is non-Muslim. So woe to those whose hearts are hardened against the remembrance of Allah. Therefore there is a truth that causes the heart to be opened, and a falsehood that causes it to harden. And whosoever Allah wills to guide, he opens his breast to Islam. So the acceptance of and adherence to this religion is a goal that cannot be achieved except by the one who is blessed. Be not sad or afraid. Surely Allah is with us. All those that have faith in Allah's care, guardianship, and mercy speak the words that are related in this verse. Those believers unto whom the people hypocrites said, verily, the people pagans have gathered against you a great army, therefore fear them. But it only increased them in faith. And they said, Allah alone is sufficient for us, and He is the best disposer of affairs for us. His being sufficient for us frees us from dependence upon others, and His guardianship protects us. O Prophet Muhammad, Allah is sufficient for you and for the believers who follow you, and put your trust in the ever-living one who dies not. And put your trust in the ever-living one who dies not. Cast off anxiety and endure you patiently, O Muhammad. Your patience is not but from Allah, and grieve not over them, polytheists and pagans, and be not distressed because of what they plot. Truly, Allah is with those who fear Him, keep their duty unto Him, and those who are good doers. Allah being with them in this verse refers to a special blessing for disobedient worshippers in terms of protection, care, support, and guardianship. This is in proportion to the level of their faith, actions, and efforts. So do not become weak against your enemy, nor be sad, and you will be superior in victory, if you are indeed true believers. They will do you no harm, but bearing a trifling annoyance, and if they fight against you, they will show you their backs, and they will not be helped. Allah has decreed, verily, it is I and my messengers who shall be the victorious. Verily, Allah is all-powerful, almighty. Verily, we will indeed make victorious our messengers and those who believe in the oneness of Allah, Islamic monotheism, in this world's life, and on the day when the witnesses will stand forth, day of resurrection. And my affair I leave it to Allah. Verily, Allah is the all-seer of His slaves. So Allah saved him from the evils that they plotted against him, and in Allah should the believers put their trust. Don't be sad, live today as if it were the last day of your life. With this frame of mind and outlook towards life, you have no reason to allow sadness or anger to steal the little time you have. In a hadith, the Prophet, blessings and peace be upon him, said,